Yo, what's up? What's up, YouTube? Yeah, this is Anthony Fallon back again, Tone Center Sports Channel. We're gonna talk about some more Cowboys, and it looked like you see the comments, especially the title, the last one. We're gonna talk about. Well, first we're gonna talk about this so-called leak from some of couple of the team players by Jane Slater. We're gonna talk about two prominent returning players returning uh, back to the defense, and three, we're just going to talk about Cowboys and are they in trouble? And the offensive line issues as well. Okay, so let's get through the news before we can just get into just simple thoughts and stuff like that. Um, James Slater reported that two Cowboys reported that the coaches didn't really know what they was doing. They was unprepared. They just don't like the scheme, whatever. We know that there has been we know that there has been an issue with the players, particularly on defense, um, with the scheme because we can go back to week 2, week 3, whatever, and of the fact that Everson Griffin was like he's used to playing with his hands down. He don't like standing up. That the reports of Jalen Smith saying that it needs to be dumbed down or whatever and stuff like that. So sorry, I'm looking at distracted by something. Um, but yes, that so now you're getting players. Now that we're 2-4, now you're getting players that are secretly uh, spewing out information that the coaches um, are lacking in preparation, that the coaches are lacking in communicating with the players on how they want it done and what they want done so they can get it done. Okay, defensively. So I don't know what this defense wants because damn, they've dumbed it down already. They watered the defense down. Very simple. Very simple. They play cover one, cover two, cover four. You know what I'm saying? And probably sprinkle in some cover three. You feel me? And some cover three. And those are, you know, the first three I name are very very basic defenses. Um, so I don't know how much they want it to be dumbed down. At some point in time, you do have to look at yourself, and it goes back to my one of my previous videos where you have to like wonder if are y'all doing y'all homework, outside of the facility? Are you are you just coming to the facility, have your meeting, and not do your homework yourself? I mean, because you guys are full time professional players. Scheme fit or not, of course you always got to find right personnel. I'm not gonna disregard that at all. Um, and maybe it's due to the coach, and it could be the coach stubbornness. This thing is hot. Take this off seriously. Um, maybe the coach is being stubborn because he can switch over to a 4-3 if that's what they normally uh, operate in, and most of them have operated in a 4-3 scheme, except for like Alden Smith. Uh, he played in that hybrid uh, 4-6 defense. You know what I'm saying? In San Francisco. So yeah. Well, we will see. We will see because I have been questioning the players itself. Like, how elementary do you want it to be? And if it's been dumbed down like they say it has been, or watered down like they say it has been. I can say done down, okay, because I'm not trying to insult nobody. Um, then how? Then what are y'all not doing? Because y'all still blowing assignments. You're still guessing. Like the Worley on that 8-yard bomb to Christian Kirk. He was in the cover three, and you're playing the curl route. You can't guess that. You play your coverage, and if they throw beneath, then they throw beneath. But then you played the beneath, and they threw over your head, and he was wild. And that's not the only time that I've seen Worley blowing a coverage in the Giants game as well. It got called back. That was the when Evan Ingram. Oh no, it wasn't Evan. That was on the special. That was on the trick play. But it was another play where something happened, and yeah, he blew a coverage, man. He's been blowing coverages, and I know that he was supposed to be just a fill in. He was just supposed to be. Would you stop blowing the horn? Shit. Um, he's supposed to be just like added depth. He's man, fucking drivers, man. He's supposed to be added depth on the chart, on the depth chart. So, but he's supposed to be, even though you're added depth on the chart, you're still supposed to be able to come in and play. Now, I don't know about this leaked information because nobody puts a name. No, she hasn't put a name to it, and now she's saying that the players was gonna keep it in house, um, but the 2-4 situation, um, the disgruntledness, they just couldn't hold it no more. Now I'm gonna put y'all on some game, right? Okay, these reporters, this media, and I ain't just talking about sports media as well. I'm talking about all media. There has been a restriction on propaganda. You know what I'm saying? It was at one time. Now I'm kind of not going into detail because I mean I will have to show y'all the receipts on that. But during the Obama administration, I got a stink bug in my cab, man. And there at when he got before he got into office, there was a restriction on how you could propagate the news, your news source. This damn thing is elusive, right? I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not bothering me. There was a restriction on because you pretty much you had to put a name with stuff when you leak when you leak information and where it's coming from. You had to provide a source and stuff like that. But have you noticed in the last decade or so that you seen it on you seen it? I'll say I'm using sports because primarily you see it in the sports news. They always say uh, my source has told my unnamed source has told me that such and such wanted to trade. My unnamed source said this about this. My unnamed, say they are not naming, they're not dropping a name with these rumors. You know what I'm saying? It's because they are allowed to now in this recent decade to be able to just generate a story for storyline just to that's what this clickbait and storyline stuff is coming from, just for clicks. It doesn't matter if it's true or not, but we're going to put it out there, let other people run with it to make it believable, and it gets teams to react in a way, owners and stuff like that. So I know that to be true. You can look it up yourself, man. Um, I think it's called propaganda. I'm trying to get it right, but I'm trying to get the policy term right. It's propaganda. Some dealing with propaganda policy. Okay, um, during during the Obama administration, during his run, that he was able to that he lifted, or they rewrote on how the media can generate, can tell, generate stories, stuff like that. And I'm just kind of just not dumbing it down, but just keeping it simple. Okay, is that, and so now they can do that all across the media, across the board. So since that was reworded or rewritten and stuff, so now they can just write up, put up a title, put it in the press, no, with no factual evidence, but just kind of they'll throw their own thoughts out there and stuff like that, and it's either hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? It's either hit or miss, and they generate the rumor mills. The media itself is generating the rumor mill. Okay. Now I'm not trying to discredit, you know, Jane or nothing like that, but I'm just saying that's just my own thoughts. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. It's not for you to believe, but we'll see. Okay. And but yeah, these players have to kind of look themselves in the mirror. They have to look themselves in the mirror, because I see too often that they don't know what the hell they're doing, and we can't blame, because we was bad on offense on defense last year. We was bad on defense for quite some time now. Now we showed some moments. We showed some moments where we had a top 10 defense, like the 2016, when Dak's the rookie year. Whenever we had a winning season, we had good defense. Only reason why we had winning seasons is because we had balance on offense. It kept the defense fresh. Now that the defense is always on the field due to short yardage because of turnovers and such like that. So that's the gripe, really. That's the gripe, if you ask me, is that they're saying to me, when you look, now in my thoughts and my interpretation, is that they're blaming it on the offense, because the offense keeps turning the ball over, and on their side of the field, putting them at a disadvantage and making it easier for the opponent, the opposition, to score with short yardage. When they get the ball, they only 10 yards from the red zone. Then they get into the red zone, but y'all giving up the passes. At what point are you gonna have some pride and play some damn defense, play some coverage? I would like to know. Put on that, yeah. Say it with your chest. Put your name on that on that statement, on that comment. Put your name on it, or just go to the coaches and say so. I really don't have to know. But I tell you what, I said it in my last video. See, some of these, oh no, yeah, it might have been my last one. It might have been my last one. That's I would start benching some of these guys, man. Those who are really not playing, who's really not showing the effort, who keeps blowing key assignments and stuff like that. Worley needs to sit down. Put in Robinson. That's what I'm like. Put in these young guys that's hungry to play. Put in these young guys that are hungry to play. Gallimore, Tristan Hill was putting forth effort. He just need to refine his technique and skill. Become more knowledgeable on his key assignments and what he needs to do. But at least he was putting forth the effort. When you had veterans on the defensive line that was at the bottom by by Pro Focus Football, PFF. You know what I'm saying? We talking about we talking about we talking about 10-year veterans. We talking about veterans that got years under their belt, that should just automatically they should know how to prepare regardless of what scheme. But it sounds like, oh, I came here to get the bag regardless. You know what I'm saying? So let's get off of that. I'm 13 minutes in, just rambling on about that. So now we got offensive line issues. Um, we may get Zach Martin back if he passes the concussion protocol. We just lost uh, Brandon Knight. He had to do surgery. We're gonna have him out. So now we are truly decimated. If we don't get Zach Martin back, he might be out for a week or two due to concussion protocol. We don't know, but we got a hell of a defensive front to face in Washington. And Vance Joseph just laid the blueprint to take advantage of these inexperienced young offensive line that need time to gel. That's why I was fine with what we had, you know, um with a Zach Martin. You know what I'm saying? He's the anchor. Is that I was hoping that we wouldn't suffer any more injuries on the offensive line, but we have, and these guys out of all of them, that part of the offense needs more time to gel. I know Andy got to get used to how these guys like to catch the ball and stuff like that. Zeke, I don't know what the hell he's doing with the fumbles and stuff, but this O line um, has taken another hit, and they do need time to gel. And we just don't know. Um, but I will say this right now, we're not going to win the division as it stands right now. If this offensive line can't pick it up, and there's no excuse about it, to be honest with you, because when you look at Philadelphia, when you really look at Philadelphia, no, I don't like Philadelphia. My sister does. You know what I'm saying? Philadelphia is her team, but in the because I love football, I pay attention. Philadelphia, and you got to give them credit for this. You got to give them credit. Philadelphia they are in the same predicament that we're in. They're even worse because their offensive line is decimated. They don't have their primary wide receivers playing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Deshaun Jackson's supposed to come back, but still, that's just one. They possibly gonna get one of their primary receivers back, but who knows how healthy he's gonna stay? You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they've been playing with third string, fourth string um, backups on offensive line. But yet, when they played Pittsburgh and they played Baltimore, they had a chance to win. Is it because of the quarterback? People people talking trash about it, but they was in position to win both games. They just didn't close it. That's all. That's all. I mean, come on, be real about it. I'm a realist. I am a realist, and I just don't look at the Cowboys. I mean, but I'm a realist about what the situation is, and if Andy Dalton don't get it together, then he can forget about getting a big contract to start for another team next season because your game is on the line, bro. You already been demoted to be a backup. You know what I'm saying? Or you can just go ahead and retire next season if you don't step your game up. If you don't get this offensive line in the right places, correcting their errors and make sure that they seeing things properly. You know what I'm saying? Reading their keys. You have experience. You should know. You see, I mean, coverages are this. I mean, there's only man. There's only two. You know what I'm saying? Cover two. There's only cover one. You got cover three, and you got cover four. Then you go into quarters and all that stuff. Um, to prevent a deep ball and stuff like that. But that's what the cover three and the cover four and all that stuff is for too. It's supposed to keep the man in front of you, get deeper than the deepest. Now when the blitzes and stuff like that, that's all exotic. That's all exotic. That's create pressure when you're not just getting basic pressure from your defensive front. Okay, so there is no excuse if we're gonna hold number one. This last game was supposed to be we were supposed to be able to create some distance. This is but we're going into the second. We about to close out the second half. I mean, we're about to close out this quarter of the season, which will be the halfway mark for us. You know what I'm saying, for everyone. And yet we still having these woes. We're not gonna win. We're not gonna win this way. And I'm trying to be optimistic because matter of fact, I betted on you guys and you guys cost me money. You know what I'm saying? You guys cost me money. And the money is not the issue. But the point is, I even went down. I put money down on you guys with confidence and optimism that y'all guys will keep things flowing, and y'all poo-pooed badly. Because when the defense show up, the offense don't show up. You know what I'm saying? Now, even when the offense didn't show up, the offense responded in the second half at least when the defense kind of just gave in. So now we seeing how it feels to miss who this offense truly runs through. That's why they've been trying to shift over to Dak Prescott. Kellen Moore, you need to get your goddamn ass in line, man, and balance this damn game out. To be honest with you, and stop being so damn pass happy. Sick of it. Because in that and I know I'm kind of bouncing around with this because I'm going to switch over because the offensive line, I said enough. Eagles are decimated just like we are, but they have a better chance of winning right now. And matter of fact, I'm not even the only one to even say that because even Reddick said Lewis Riddick, he even said the same thing. I just happened to watch that video this morning. Okay, so just going back to the Cardinals game a little bit, we ran 84 plays to their 64 plays. We had the time of possession. We ran 20 more plays than the Cardinals, and we never moved the damn ball but once. Oh well, two times. You know what I'm saying? Well, we had to settle for the three. Missed the 3-point conversion. Uh, well, four times because Gallup dropped a pass. Well, no, that's the same. That's why we scored the three. That's where it came from. We got to the red zone twice. Just to put it short, we got to the red zone twice. That is unacceptable with this talent that we supposed to have. With this talent we supposed to have. I'm trying AC. Oh man, that feels a lot better. Um, yeah, with this talent that everybody has been, CD Lamb and Gallup 1,000. I said that before. But anyway, with Zeke and all this, and we lost our horse, man. We lost our leader, and these guys can't respond. We supposed to be playing for him, right? That's what Zeke said. Now I know as an athlete that you already know this. There's no need to really kind of keep piling on you and stuff like that. But you don't have to do something, bro. You don't have to do too much. You just have to ball. You just have to be Zeke. Yeah, you can't be 2016 Zeke. You have to be 2020 Zeke. Okay, that was 4 years ago. But you are definitely supposed to be better. You definitely are supposed to be advanced. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be better. You're supposed to be skilled. Your skills supposed to be refined, and keep refining them. Your ball vision. And now I'm going to throw this out here to you guys, and you tell me what you think, because you remember, as Dak progressed, Dak is the only one progressed between the two. Okay, Dak is the only one that progressed. Yeah, Zeke came in hot. Dak did come in hot, but they kept saying it was because of Zeke. It was because of Zeke. The ball runs through the Cowboys move as Zeke move. Y'all saw that when I played with that I played that 2016 clip of Shannon Sharp, something like that, or 2017, one of them. The Cowboys move as Zeke move. Okay, no, Zeke move as the offensive line move. That's it. It's not because of Zeke. Because if it was because of Zeke, Zeke would still be moving. We've been spoiled, as we hear that being spun around too. That's true. We have been spoiled. Yeah, it's because of that offensive line. That's the only reason why. Because if you was a true bell cow, and I said this maybe 2 years ago when I really first started doing my sports channel, talking about the Cowboys, the only true bell cow that I seen in the modern era of football is Adrian Peterson in his prime, because that brother took the whole damn team and got them to the playoffs. If they had better quarterback play from Ponder, who knows? Matter of fact, right now the bell cow is Derrick Henry. That team moves as Derrick Henry moves, and when things go a little south, Derrick, he has had some performances under 100 yards. Then that's when your quarterback picks up the slack. That's not the case for the Cowboys. Everything is predicated off that old line for Zeke. That old line doing bad, Zeke is gonna do worse. I just kind of want to put that out there. Believe me or not, that's up to you. Okay, returning players. Yes, we get Randy Gregory, supposedly. Supposedly, we get a Cheeto Bay Awuzie. Please, cause we need some better play. Matter of fact, that's gonna be a hidden gem when it comes to this coverage. Now you're gonna have Diggs and you're gonna have Awuzie on the other side. So we should get better. And Sean Lee supposed to be coming back this week. So we will see, and hopefully we do get healthy or get our players back at the right time. With Sean Lee, to what extent I don't know, but his presence his knowledge will damn sure be helpful. Um, Cheeto Bay, his skill set will damn sure be helpful. Randy Gregory, we don't know what to expect. They said he's been tearing ass in practice, but we have to see that ass tearing in the game with Alden Smith on the opposite side, and we know what he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a plus for us, and that we will get better coverage wise. We'll have Van Der Esch, but we also have Sean Lee out there, getting everything, getting these guys set up, you know, being able to translate, because that's what's happening. These players are lost in translation. Not because of what the coaches are saying. It's just some type of they're getting lost in translation. And maybe Van Der Esch and Sean Lee can help clarify that, because it's too complicated. It needs to be watered down. Uh, it has been watered down at least two to three times already. That that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? What is the IQ level? That's all I gotta say. Um, this is all you got to do. Just play professional football. So yes, they are returning, and hopefully this will be something that will that will help turn things around just enough for us to be able to win, because we still have to be balanced on offense. Dalton cannot do what Dak does. It was evident in our previous game against the Cardinals. He cannot do it. He's not. He don't need to put up those 400 points. He don't need to throw for 50 something plus times a game. And if Zeke can't get it done, put in Pollard. Pollard was having a pretty decent game. They could have ran Pollard a little more. I definitely would have benched Zeke. I would have benched him the whole first half. Sit there and let him think about it. Not because of the fact that, oh, he's a prize winner because they paid him, because that's what you do to make them think about it and to not forget. So if we keep down this road that we're going, and these guys not looking at themselves in the mirror, these coaches doing any and everything to put them in the best position as possible, because it's going to go on them, because they playing for their job as well. Kellen Moore, you're playing for your job, bro. I don't know if anybody told you. You're playing. He's even more so. He's playing for the fact that to get that respect as a offensive play caller, as an OC, with the potential to be a head coach down the road. And if you yourself doesn't show improve, you will not be the offensive coordinator for anyone else. I'm telling you now, you are not. And so we are in trouble. And I reserve my right to be optimistic. But as it stands right now, we are in trouble. Absolutely. Now, with some improvements of the returning players, that's what leaves my optimism. And those, they getting acclimated, being back on, they acclimate themselves to being back on the field, getting conditioned, getting that game feel for things and stuff like that. It might take some time, but we should see some type of improvement. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that, guys. I've said enough. I hope you like the content that I'm providing and thoughts. If you do like it, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I'm going to do this some more as the season goes on. I'm going to do this some more as we look forward to the draft, and hopefully we can have a healthy next season. But right now, we just got to weather the storm, baby. One game at a time, one play at a time, one down at a time. Get it done. Have some pride. Have some pride. And if these guys can't show the pride that they're playing for one of the most prominent sports franchises in the world, and not prove it to be just a bunch of hype and a bunch of branding and promoting and stuff like that, then we can get that accomplished and back up being able to show that we're more than what they just talk about in the sports media. That we are actually legit, we're official. Then we have that right to be talked about in the limelight of the sports world. This is Anthony Fowler, Tone Setter Sports Channel. Y'all have a good day out there.